Just like I said before, this trash narrative on YouTube, they were all saying that Sony's going to raise their price. Sony's going to raise the price of the consoles. Sony's going to raise the price of the games. None of that happened. This was way back in May. May, June, July, 3 months went by. The console is still $399 with Call of Duty bundle. The price of the Pro never went up. The price of the base PS5 never went up. The price of the games never went up to $80. Well, that was the rhetoric for three months ago, right? And I said it was not going to happen. And look, now the rhetoric is all over this shit. PlayStation's going full third party. And I'm going to let you know right now, this is bullshit news. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Look, yes, Xbox is getting third party games. Yes, Xbox is getting first party multiplayer games. That is happening. But you're not getting, look, it's been 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 is already more than halfway over. 6 years of the 2020s. And I don't see Kratos on Xbox. I don't see Spider-Man on Xbox. I don't see Aloy on Xbox. I don't see Joel Miller on Xbox. All I see is MLB, sports. So when you guys get one single game on Xbox, then let me know. Because there's only 4 years and 5 months left of the entire 2020s. The rest of this decade is only 4 years and 5 months remaining. So can we revisit this in February when there's only 3 years and 11 months left in this decade? And then maybe you'll be like, oh, damn, dude was right and we were wrong. Or are you still going to believe the narrative because you got Lego on fucking Nintendo? Lego on Nintendo means third party now, apparently. I mean, look at this guy. This is the rhetoric going around, but it's never happened. Not a single game, because you got Death Stranding is a third-party Kojima production. It was partially funded by Sony, so that was considered like a joint venture. And 5 years later, it went to Xbox. Okay, same with Final Fantasy VII. 5 years, almost 5.5 years later, and it'll be soon 5.5 years, it's still not even on Xbox, and you finally get it. Rebirth is a year and a half old, and it's not even announced for Xbox. It's a year and a half. Stellar Blade is a year and a half old. No announcement for Xbox, none. Right? You got Helldivers 2, but that's a multiplayer game. And then there's this rhetoric, Silent Hill 2 is coming to Xbox. All because it said it was a 12-month timed exclusive. But there's 10 weeks left until the date that it's a year old. It's almost a year. In 10 weeks, it'll be out for a whole year. And there is dead silence from Xbox. There's no announcement for that. Now, is it going to Xbox? Maybe it is. But until it is, it's an exclusive. It's a PS5 exclusive. Every single exclusive, whether first party or third party, that is on PS5, it's an exclusive till it's not. Period. Now, it's a lot of coping going on from these console warrior kids, because Indiana Jones has been ported to PlayStation 5, Forza, and that their go-to is, well, Forza's 5 years old too. Yeah, but for one, it's a first-party title. For 2, Indiana Jones ain't no 5 years old. It's not even maybe a year at the most, right? Hellblade 2 is coming. That's another first party title that's not no 5 years old. You got Gears of War coming on a disc. You got Stalker 2 coming. Oh, that's a third party. Well, so what? This is not even 5 years old like Death Stranding. The rhetoric is just way out, man. It's way out. Here's some more bullshit rhetoric. Xbox games outselling PlayStation games on PlayStation. That's some more bullshit. Forza sold 3 million copies because it's fucking racing. Racing is popular amongst gamers and casuals. Hate to break it to you, but Gran Turismo sold 15 million copies and has likely sold a lot more than that since last reported. This what was the Doom game? Doom sold 200,000 copies on PlayStation. Yet it was it was like top 5 in pre-orders and best sellers in the last 30 days when it first came out. And so that's the rhetoric. Well, it's bestseller in the last 30 days when it's up against what? Days Gone remastered 6-year-old game. So of course it's going to be one of the best sellers. It's got no competition. Those games don't even show other games that came out 30 days prior to that. It's only for that month. It's the best-selling games of the month. Buying an Xbox in 2025 be like, man, they raised the price. No one even wants to buy it now because they raised the price to $600. The 2 terabyte Xbox is $730. You can get a PS5 Pro for cheaper than that, for $699, and it's got 2 terabytes of storage. The graphics card is a 3070 equivalent, thereabouts. It has extra gigabyte, it has extra RAM, and it has extra teraflops. So while the CPU may be the same as a base PS5, the extra memory and the extra teraflops push that CPU and make the games run better. And that's a fact. And for people that say no, guess what? Dragon's Dogma 2 is 4K 60 frames on PS5 Pro, and it's 30 frames, 4K 30 frames on an Xbox and a base PS5. That's a fact. Same with Callisto Protocol. It's 4K 60 on a Pro. Yes, it's upscaled. So fucking what? At least it ain't no 30 frames like it is on the Xbox. Period. Now, will PlayStation 6 sell? That's kind of an interesting question, man. I can't really say because we don't know the price. You know, if the specs of a PS5 Pro are a 3070 GPU equivalent, something like that, right? A PS6 got to have better graphics than a PS5 Pro. It can't just have better performance. Or to me, that's more like a PS5 Pro, you know, if there's not better graphics. And that's what they should have did with the PS5 Pro is kept the graphics card the 2070 equivalent as the PS5 and just gave us a better CPU. But what's done is done. There's no change in history. So moving forward, I don't see them selling a 4090 inside of a PS6, but I also don't see them selling a 3070. So it's going to be somewhere in the middle. That's what I think. And so the cost is going to be higher. Now, to keep costs down, they can do a couple different things. They're going to For one, the disk drive will be an add-on sold separately, just like the Pro. Most people don't care about that anyway. For PlayStation, there are enough of us who do. And then the other thing is they're going to keep the storage low. It's going to be at most 1 terabyte. PS5 Pro is 2 terabytes of storage, so it's $700 with all the added extra. This is going to have at most 1 terabyte, maybe even less, maybe even 825 gigabytes. They got to do something to keep that cost down. So what will be the price? That's a tough call. The price could be, it could be 600, could be 700. You know, the tech, the longer the tech is out, the cheaper it gets. You got new tech coming out, old tech gets cheaper as, you know, the sales start to slow down. So the price could be 600 or 700, but if it's $700 or $800, it's not going to sell very well. And we might get cross-gen exclusives and third-party both indefinitely on PS5. They might sell PS5, PS5 Pro, and PS6 as a family of consoles and just come down on the price of the PS5 and PS5 Pro, $300 and $600. Or maybe $350 and $600 and $700 for the PlayStation 6. Even that is going to be slow to sell. You know, the PS4 Pro only sold 15 million units, while the base PS4 sold 102 million. So it's a problem adding, you know, all this expensive stuff into it. It's a problem moving forward. Now, as far as Xbox's strategy, I'm a gamer before a console warrior every time. So I do see some strengths in what Microsoft is trying to do. And I don't want to call them Microsoft because it's really the sister company, Microsoft Gaming. Right? Let's not get it confused with the multi-trillion-dollar company, because Microsoft Gaming is not worth no $1 trillion. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I do see Phil's strategy, what he's trying to accomplish. I can't say if it's going to be a success or not. But he's got Call of Duty on Game Pass, to my understanding. And sports games like Madden and, you know, FIFA, NBA 2K, all those games on Game Pass, right? Casual gamers, for the casual gamers. Now, let's say Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and you get a bunch of Xbox One owners upgrade to a Series X so they can play Grand Theft Auto 6, right? That'll boost sales. But what about the PS4 casuals? That's what they're trying to, who they're trying to pull in, right? Into their ecosystem. Switch up from Sony to Xbox. The only way they can do that for the casual base is by saying, hey Rockstar, here's a couple $1 billion. Let us get GTA 6 on Game Pass. Will that happen? I don't know. It might not. If it does happen, I can see a few million PS4 owners saying, you know what, I'm gonna get me an Xbox. And that's fine. Casuals want to go to Xbox, that's more than fine. Sony will still do just fine. They sell 100 million plus consoles every generation. And guess what? If a PS6 sells 75 million consoles in the 2030s, in a 10-year time frame, I think it'll still be a success. They'll still make money. They'll still have their gamer base. They might lose some casuals and some revenue, but it really won't affect the gamer base who are looking for something different. And when I mean something different, Miles Morales, Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, Forbidden West, Spider-Man 2, Astrobot, Ratchet & Clank, Returnal, Sorrows coming in 2026, already confirmed. That is a confirmed 2026 exclusive. They made Returnal. Yotai is in a couple months. Wolverine, I think it's going to be late 2026. Could be wrong, but I'm sticking with 2026. And that's a game changer. That is a console seller right there. Intergalactic 2027, X-Men 2028, which might even be the Wolverine sequel. And you know they're going to come out with another announcement and say, hey, we got this game in the works too. Sony owns all these studios. We got Santa Monica. We got Guerrilla Games, this and that, the other. They're going to be announcing more games next year. And we got the third party, Silent Hill. I'm going to call that late 2027. Silent Hill 2. And until, like I said, until these games are not exclusive, they are. And I'm keeping them on this list. Stellar Blade, been out a year and a half. Rebirth, been out a year and a half. Rise of the Ronin, been out a year and a half. Neo 3 coming soon. We got the demo on PS5. Death Stranding 2, you might get that in 5 years. Alien Rogue Incursion. Now that's a VR game, but they're making it, flat game, so everyone can play it with better graphics. Lost Soul Aside, confirmed for August. Code Violet, confirmed for November. Where Winds Meet, 2026, I believe. I thought this was a third party going to Xbox, but I don't see it nowhere. I can't find it anywhere on any Xbox channel or announcement. Phantom Blade.